of something they'd cooked or something that they'd bought or that. Probably in appreciation for what you'd done for them, but then we still had to treat them.
Yes.
But, oh yes.
Did the, I know you generally ate what the Japs had, but did they ever, you know, in your association with the ones that you were working closely with, did they ever give you any sort of special presentos?
Oh yes. Of course you had to, I'd ask, they'd have bananas or different things, and I'd say, oh, very good. You presento one? No, that's for Japanese, not for prisoner. And then say, oh, very sorry, and you'd bow to them, and I'd end up with a banana. So you had to do things like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now you went to work in Burma, which is it's unusual because very few groups went up there.
Yeah.
How did you get up there? Did you walk up there, or did you?
No, we went up by train.
Yeah. So this was after it was finished.
Yeah. Yes, after the line was joined. Yes, yeah. Terrible place. We was there with the monsoons, nothing but mud and more mud. And, it just never stopped raining. It's terrible, terrible place. And food was very hard to get, very hard. In Thailand, food was plentiful, but if you could get it, but not in Burma. And even, I think it cost you nearly $1 for one duck egg.
Yes.
So we got an allowance, but it went to the into the camp, and so much was taken out for the sick because the sick never got paid. We had a hospital full of 50 men, they got nothing. So we had to put in, and you had to feed those that were sick because we were all going to get sick. So.
And those 50 who were sick, were they Allied POWs or Coolies?
They were our boys.
Yes,
That's
right.
when I was, yes, they were our boys.
And what camp do you think that might have been?
Oh, Kanchanaburi would be one,
yes.
Concoita was another.
Yes.
No,
this camp Anaquin, which you mentioned.
That was in Burma.
Yeah.
That was only a small camp.
Yes.
2 small camps, one each side the railway line. And that was when the line had finished, so they were more or less just keeping it in repair kind of thing.
That was the
because
maintenance
the war
team.
wasn't finished, but they'd finished the line. And then we all come back to Kanchanaburi, where they sent the next people went to Japan by boat. They went to Indochina and then to Japan till the Yanks started sinking the boats and we were on the next one. We'd been issued with our gear. We were the next ones to go, and they stopped it because they were losing the boats going back to Japan. They were loaded with stuff, I suppose, and with all the prisoners, and the prisoners were in the hold. And of course, as soon as the submarine hit them, well, that was it.
Yes. Yeah.
Thankful I never got to Japan.
Now, having read some notes of your doctor, Tim Hogg, Captain Tim Hogg, he implies that you, together with Robert Cousins,
yeah.
Had been deployed as far north almost as Mulmian in Burma.
Yeah.
Now, once again, were you working with maintenance gangs at that stage?
No, at that stage I was still looking after the Japs and the Coolies.
Yes.
I wasn't looking after our troops at all, our boats at all.
Yes.
Till we come back, then when we came back to Pratchai, I think it was, we were taken off doing any medical duties at all, and we had to go out and dig petrol dumps in the mountains where one held a spike and the other hit it, and they was using dynamite to store their petrol. This was just before the war ended.
Yes. So you were in the Prachai Takri area.
In that area.
When the Japanese capitulated.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you remember that day?
That day, yes. What a day it was. Well, the first day we finished our work, and we had to take our tools down to the river, wash our tools, put them on the bank, and then we went in for a swim. They let us have a swim, which was good each day after we finished our day's work. And we come back to camp, and the Siamese were shouting at us and going on and waving to us, and we thought, God, what's wrong here? And the Japs started to turn on them and told them to get away. And they're singing out, war over, war over. And we said, oh yeah, we've heard it that many times. But this day we come in and we've seen the Australian and English flag flying, not theirs. So we come in and I thought, oh my God. And I said, right, put down the tools, all men gather around, and they read to us then that the war was over.
Did you see a British officer who came in with a sergeant to advise people that the war was over and to make arrangements for repatriation of people?
No, they just said they handed over the Japanese and the major of the camp were both on the dais, and he said the war is over, but the Japanese had to keep control until the British that came in, which was right. They had the guns, they had the food, they had everything, and then they put up a wire across there, for we weren't allowed to go over that wire. We couldn't go near the Japs, but they gave us good rice, and we gave them our rice, which was
rancid,
which wasn't real good. Half rice polishings, although I believe the rice polishings helped us because we was eating that, and they kept that there for a while, and then next thing we knew, we had to clear the parade ground, and these planes come over that low, and I thought, oh, they're going to bomb us. And they were throwing things out, and because we were under the trees, thought, oh my God, what is it? And it was food. They were throwing out food, and they said we had to clear the parade ground by such a time, and the planes come over and drop food. But we weren't allowed to eat the food because we had to still eat rice, but a little bit of food. Otherwise we'd have all had dysentery or that, because our bodies wasn't used to it. But at least we got good rice and a little bit of taste in our food again, which was nice. And a chocolate. Oh yeah.
Did you get
and Lady Lewis Mountbatten came in, and she gave so much money to each to the prisoners to go out and buy a comb and soap and things like that, toothpaste and a toothbrush, which was a luxury. I mean, soap, good. If you had old Sunlight soap, you were in a 5-star hotel. But she was the one that came in, and then a bit after that, we seen the British coming into to our camp.
Yes.
Yeah.
These were people. What were they? There was an organisation.
Yes, they had a name. I forget what
Repatriation of prisoners of war.
Yes,
yes,
it all meant something.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they were troops who were in uniforms and looked the part.
Yes. But before the end of the war, when it nearly ended, the Japanese knew that the war was over, and they said that if they lined up machine guns, and they said the first person that jumps out of a plane, we start killing the prisoners. And that never happened, thank God, but that could have happened, because I believe there was a rumour or that they were going to drop paratroopers in, so the Japs said, well, we'll get rid of the prisoners. That never happened, thank God.
Well, maybe you can thank the 2 atomic bombs.
Oh, yeah. But we didn't know what an atomic bomb was. We heard an atomic bomb, must be a beautiful bomb, but today we know all about it, but not then.
Yeah.
But,
did you, how did you manage to shave the time you were on the line?
Oh, good. I got lice, and I had to shave my head, and everywhere where there's hair, and I grew a beard. I had red hair and a black beard. Now I had queer. Thank God nobody took photos. But yes. We had the Japs are not very hairy. Now they could have a razor blade would last them for a month. But us poor old blokes, we one razor blade after 3 or 4. So, but I had a glass and I used to rub the thing. God, it just, but to get a bit of soap, you was lucky to get a bit of soap. But I was lucky because the Jap used to say, I want you to go down and wash this and do this. And I'd have a bit. So I'd dive into the river, then come out and soap up myself first. Luxury.
It must have been absolute luxury.
Bloody old soap you wouldn't use today.
Yeah.
But
did you ever have to? Did the Japs ever dynamite the river for fish?
Oh yes. Then they dive in and get those fish when they come up.
Yes.
The boys.
Did you manage to get any for yourself when
yes, they give us some.
Yeah. Did you ever?
They boiled up everything, the head and everything. Cause it's all food, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. Did you ever go for clams out of the river or anything like that?
No.
When going back to capitulation, Japanese capitulation, do you remember the names of the doctors who were in your camp at that stage? Were you still with Tim Hogg, or had you been separated from them?
No, we were. No, we was in a big camp there. That's where we was digging the petrol dumps for them, and that. But no, not offhand. I can't remember.
And do you remember any of the Australian officers, or just the line officers, the infantry officers, or such?
No, not offhand.
Yeah, the name Fred Stahl doesn't mean anything to you.
No.
But did you know of him?
No.
No.
I think the shock was too great for us to remember. I remember we all stood there, and then they sang the national anthem, ours, and we were just dumbfounded because we'd heard so many times, well, we over in a couple of days, they'd heard rumours. Well, they did have a secret radio, but good, didn't want to get caught with that, or you were beheaded.
Yes.
But we were just stunned. I turned around to some of my mates and I said, oh, well, it's over, what are we going to do now? It was a shock, all right.
Do you know any people that did drawings?
Yes, I can't think of his name. Did a lot of drawings. No.
You didn't do any yourself?
No, I couldn't draw a circle.
No. Okay. What about the radio? Did you know where the radio was in that camp?
Nobody knew where it was. They knew it was there, and it was in one of the huts. But where? No. And you had to be careful what they said. We heard the BBC last night, and this and this and this. You really had to be careful, because if word got around all that, they just said, "Where did you hear that?" Well, you know what trouble you were in then.
Yes.
But they were very careful. They only give it to the certain few and that, but no, I didn't want to know where it was.
No, I think that, well, that's part of its security, is that those few, only those that needed to know knew where it was.
Didn't want to know.
Yeah.
No.
Now, how effective was the, shall I call it, the bush telegraph when you're on the line? Did you hear how things were going in different places?
Yes, we did. Yes. Surprised. Yes.
Did you ever know? Well, you must have known Colonel Coates when he was in Malacca.
Yeah.
Did you ever know that he was up on the Burma end near you?
No, only by the